All right, let's do this. All right, I'll get the disclaimer out of the way while people are coming in, mostly for people that watch this after the fact. All right, just so you know, this is a pre-alpha build of Earth 2 version 1 and remains under active development. Let's do this. let me turn off that sound there. Oh, geez, always a mistake. That does not reflect the final quality optimization and performance of the final product. Earth 2 is using a transparent open development model where features are released and tested in real time. This is Reality Thread 5. More crafting and EPLs and seeds. Bugs will be expected. That's kind of what this tutorial is about. I'm kind of using a bug here to transport goods, testing across different hardware and locations. My location is in central United States. I believe the servers are in Europe. My ping usually is around 200. Hopefully it stays that way. I know some people have been having problems with their pings lately, but hopefully that isn't an issue, and my specs are below. What's going on, VV? You guys streaming today or tomorrow? Let me, gonna go ahead and grab this, throw it in some places. I don't even have my Discord open. What am I doing? I don't know if that's the same URL, so I just want to make sure that it's. All right. Little. Let's go to the main channel. All right, what are we doing today? If I can get back to my thing. All right, so I have this property here in Norway, and I have a very big problem with this area. I'll bring the plants up, kind of show you what I'm talking about. This location has no bushes. I know these items look like they might be smaller plants that I could use for some of the smaller things. I've clearly already looted a lot of the smaller stuff that's in this area, but like up here and in the surrounding area, there are almost no bushes, no little bushes that I can loot for things like small roots, small limbs, small stems, small limbs, and I did find a good spot over here to get them. But as you can see, this is 4 kilometers away and it's about 1,000 meters high. So I've already gone ahead and looted this area a little bit. I've got a character full and I got him all the way over here. Pretty good. My Christmas was pretty good. I gave myself all the things that I've ever wanted. And hopefully my kid got some of the things that he wanted as well, which are mostly the same as my things. So, all right. Hopefully it's daylight. And I'm starting down here, and actually, let me show you kind of how this is a 1,000-meter hike up here. As you can see, the altitude is about 1,000 meters, and it takes about 40 minutes to get up here if I were to do it by jumping up the cliff. And nobody wants to do that, so let's go ahead and spawn our character. I will go to that spot. Is that my spot? Is that where I'm at? No, that's a different spot. Check out that property for you. Yeah, no problem. Why does it look like I'm spawning from... Okay. And it is daylight. Nice. All right. I was worried about that. Although my... Luckily, I don't need this Mentar to do what I'm doing today. You don't need the torch. I just like to have it equipped. And to get up to the top, I got to come out here into the water. And this will make sense in a second. So everybody, a lot of people already know this little trick. But ever since they introduced EPLs, people have noticed that when you're in the water and you hit M, the M key, and I will go ahead and I'll pull this over here so I can kind of, let me see. Just so that, let's see if I can get that over there. That's not what I wanted. Oh, that's the smallest it'll go. That is fine. I can't waste too much time because I am going to run out of water. But this is the instructions. If you want to pause here later and come back to it, basically we're going to equip the glider, hit the M key, which pulls out the EPLs. But if you're not on a tile, it's just going to do a little trick for you. And then you click your mouse button with the glider equipped and then repeat. So pause this if you need to. Otherwise, here we go. So if I hit the M key, it kind of gives me a little boost right here. See? A little boost. And I might go ahead and try to save my character. And then show you how people have been using it. So you hit the M key and then pull out your glider. And so you can basically bypass swimming. A lot of people know this trick. But if you don't know this trick, it's very helpful. I'm just coming up here to get a little drink. I don't have my sippy cup on me. All right, and another trick with the, okay, I'm running now, so I can just jump. All right, get a drink before we head on up that 1,000-meter cliff. Make sure I'm fully topped off. All right, let's get back out there. So basically the M key brings up the EPL menu, but if you're not on an active tile, it doesn't bring the menu up, but it does kind of shoot you up in the air. But you have to be on water. You cannot do this on land. You have to be on water. All right, let's face this way. I'm going up the cliff. And what we're going to do here is just click that on repeat. Let's go. So basically, if you span the buttons, and it also works best if you're facing straight down. You'll notice sometimes it doesn't take, but more often than not it does. Sorry about the, here, let me, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm gonna turn down the volume on the game a little bit, see if it lets me do it. All right, let's get back into that real quick. And as you can see, I'm now over water, and it is not working, or over land, and it's not working. So I basically have to restart. Restart the process. I'm gonna go ahead and get a drink again. And basically, again, you're just spamming M and your left mouse button. And the reason I labeled this this stream as temporary is because almost everything I find like this is fixed within a couple weeks, and usually that's when they put out a new update. So hopefully, I'm jinxing and pushing us into a new update soon. So if anybody watches, if the Earth2 team watches this stream, this is another one of those things where I would request that they don't fix it, because we don't have any other means of teleporting items very easily, especially to vertical locations. So this would definitely be helpful. Sorry about the noise again. Just spam that mouse and M key. And I want to get to about 1,000 meters. Everybody's turning their volume down right now, hopefully. Turn it back up when you see those. What is your best guess on how fast we get to have cities and taxis and speedboats? So the big Earth 2 things. Let me get to 1,500 meters, and then I'll answer your question because this is really annoying. Let's see. Okay, that should be good. All right. When do we think we'll get cities and taxis and speedboats and giant buildings and a full metaverse? I think that'll probably be. I think so. Before cities, I think we're gonna have basic structures, which would be like just 4 walls and a roof, maybe a slanted wall for a roof. Like I'm thinking like the first few things you can build in like Fortnite, uh, where it would just be 4 walls and a roof and maybe a couple textures, but either it'll be wood and anything past wood won't be introduced until we start getting our resources in the game that we've all been hoarding on our tiles. So I think in the next, I want to say by March we get hordes. Hopefully they give us a a little treat and get it out in the next few weeks, but I doubt it. They always tend to give themselves leeway of about a quarter for a thing that they've missed, and that would be March. So the next thing is going to be garden beds, I believe. Let me turn this back up. I think it was there. Let me know if this is too loud or if it duplicates in volume. And all right, so these are the roots. That's 100. Looks like that's exactly 100. Let me go ahead and make sure that those all get in there. All right, those are all in there. So I didn't have anything in this one. I guess I could go ahead and put some of the bigger stuff that I don't need. I guess I haven't put any leaves up here, so I'll put some leaves. I think I had one that had stem or oh. So it's currently still trying to save the last one. I wish they would kind of fix this where you have to run off the tile and come back on to open the Mentar. Oh, this had a bunch of stuff. So this one's full. And then I'll go ahead and fill this one too. I might go ahead. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and click this, refresh, right click, equip. And then this one's going to be my 500 that has the sticks. I'm just going to put all those there. And I might as well go ahead and put the stems in here, the watering pot, all this stuff I can do. I'm going to keep the shovel. All right. And I will save real quick. So that's basically that. As far as a lot of people might be able to use this to do super long glides. Like I could probably get from here to here if I had the sippy cup. But again, you have to be over water. If you, as soon as you go off of the water, if you notice, for me, I couldn't go up anymore. It basically you're leveled out and you can only stay as high as you can. So you have to be above water in order for pulling up the EPL list kicks your guy up a little bit. And then also spam the glider to get to hold your guy in place while it's opening up the Mentar storage or the EPL thing again, and then just repeat it. But that's a little trick I learned just yesterday because I was getting frustrated trying to move stuff up here from down here. So that's kind of a long trip. And so there. So hopefully some other people can find a way to use that, but I thought it'd be fun to show you guys. Before they took it away, again, it might be only a couple days. Hopefully they leave this one in here. As I did the campfire one and they got rid of it within about, I think it was 2 weeks. So if you have a use for this, I would use it now because sometimes they get rid of these things really quickly. Again, I hope, I'll say it, Shane, this doesn't hurt anybody, doesn't hurt the game. It's just it's a little transportation thing. No need to fix this now. Let us have our fun. Well, let me check out VV Spot real quick and read what you said here while I'm going. Paste from Google. Actually, I can go ahead and visit this one. I love how you have one tile. Where exactly is this located? All right. From start of the project, a live launch to cities and taxis, I would say at least 5 years for how we'll start with sticks and berries. Yeah. So they're probably going to make gathering things in the game with the current E2V1 it's probably going to be a survival game for a little while where we're gathering stuff from the forest, we're gathering stuff from the tiles. Then we have farming, which is going to be the next thing is definitely going to be farming with the seed beds. And then hopefully we can take the wood that we gather and some rocks and whatever not and build little houses. And there's going to be little things in those that we can place in those houses. I do think we'll get structural housing. They have to give us something by the end of probably quarter one for this project to just. I can't see us running around in open land for much longer and have anybody be happy, especially if they're going to try introducing new players down to 1,000 tiles into the game. And then after that, animals, I hope, come soon. I'm probably getting some of their chapters out of order, but like some sort of nature is definitely necessary relatively soon, probably in the next 6 months. Or people, not naming names, myself, will probably start questioning the team about it. But yeah, by the way, this spot does look great. I can't do my little trick, but I can do a thing here where I find your property and basically I did a tutorial on how to stream snipe yesterday, and I'm going to use the same process to find this tile here. Basically, I'm grabbing your EPL for this tile from the website. And then I'm going to go to one of my characters. And I only know where one is that I can actively. Actually, that's a lie. I think this one doesn't have any stuff. Oh, he does have stuff. Okay. Nope, he doesn't. That was still left over from the last one. So basically I can hit M. And I think I'm going to save this one. This is your property. I'm giving you 10 cents here, zombie. 10 cents worth of essence just to take a look at your property at nighttime. So there you go. Good old American flag. And then I'm going to go ahead and... Too bad it's not daylight. 2:21 and it's not daylight? Where am I at? This has got to be way up north. All right. And luckily... Oh, not that. Cancel. And something I just realized I was going to do. Oh, I can't do that. Okay. I was going to take this character and use the EPL to get back down there. But I still have the glider and this stuff. So I'm basically just going to have to glide back down, which is fine. I can do that while I chit chat and speculate on what we get next. I think with hordes, it's going to bring out other things that we can bring into this world, like other types of weapons. I don't think if they make us fight hordes with just spears, it's going to be really difficult. So hopefully they give us like swords. Swordplay would be fun. So swords and shields. We do have a magic bar on our that blue bar in the middle between the stamina and health bar is a magic bar. So hopefully we get some magic spells sometime soon. Oh, it's in Norway, so it's in a similar location. Your cliff's probably just this is like the most well-known like vertical cliff in Norway, so your cliffs might not be. What's the name of that? Is that from a movie? Because there's a lot of spots in Norway where they film the fjords. At the end of the fjords, it's always beautiful, right? So they film a lot of movies there. So I've got a few movie locations myself. But it's pretty surprising that you have one tile and you're the only one there. So you got the whole place to yourself. What else do I think we'll get soon? Hope well, basically anything. I can't really open my inventory. But they teased a way to remove like some of the trees and bushes from your tiles. There's I forget. I always say it wrong. It's like the Dissimulator or something like that. We're probably going to be able to craft that. We're probably going to be able to craft the watering can. Places to find beautiful. Yeah, I did that on most of my tiles to start when I even joined Earth 2. I was just looking for spots that I googled top 10 cliffs in the world, top 10 waterfalls in the world, top 10 scenic views, top 10 beach locations, blah blah blah. And then I started looking for movie spots. I was like, where was the beach filmed? I have the strip that Tom Cruise jumps off of in Mission Impossible, where he like rides a motorcycle off the cliff. I have that spot. So I have like a spot where Arya in Game of Thrones was like doing like river dancing next to a waterfall because I thought it looked pretty in the show. A lot of my spots in Iceland were in the show The Vikings, or I think it's just Vikings. But there's a lot of spots in Iceland that they filmed for Vikings, and there's a lot of pretty spots in that show, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of people did that. But yeah, so I'm just gonna do that again. Load this guy back up. Take him back over there. Use this little trick. Try to get as much up there before they take it away from me is what I'm gonna do. And again, I'll do it here. I'll do it here again real quick. It's just M and click. until you get to a height you want to be. Makes climbing some vertical spots really easy, but you can only do it above water. So the Vikings ruins in Iceland, yeah. I'm trying to the Skogafoss River. The Skogafoss River in Iceland is where a lot of it was later scenes, but that's where the waterfall is in Vikings. And by the way, I definitely forgot to look at the vegetation in your area. You mind me asking how many tiles you have? I can kind of give you a theory of about how. So you do have a lot. Those aren't small bushes. I'm looking for blueberry bushes. I don't see them here. So you've got plenty of like large trees, and I believe this one will have the sap you need to create the torch. So, and they're very rare here, so make sure you get those. This might be a generic bush. So it looks like, and then over here, let's see if you have. I have my draw distance turned way down for the plants so that I can kind of see them as they pop up. So it does look like you have a lot of berry bushes, but a little bit away from the shore. And some of these might be generic bushes, but it looks like you have all the things that you need to craft all the current objects here. So, but yeah, great spot. And the other thing about this spot is you don't have a lot. The water goes up a little bit, but it's not as obvious as my location. You don't have that glitched out water look. So this is actually cleaner. A lot cleaner than a lot of spots that people have. So let me see if I can hear what type of animals you have in the area. Nope, they're not coming back. But I just got that one spot. So later on next month, I can purchase that area up. Oh yeah. I do that too, where I'll drop a tile or two or 5. I don't know why my thing turned off. Oh no. My guy just started sitting still, and I was like, "What's going on?" I mean, I'm gonna exit, turn it off anyways in a second, but I just want to make sure that this comes back up. My guy, he's just dead faced. That's sad. Okay. Nope, it's not. Okay. There you go. And now I'm like super. There you go. I don't know why it does that. I think Discord messes it up because they're fighting over the camera basically. I don't know why Discord thinks it needs the camera. I might use this. I might take this as it looks good as a background on my character. I might go ahead and snag a screenshot. Looks good on my dog. Because I currently have, I can show you the one I currently have. It's this one. Which one looks better? Camera 1, camera 2. They're both good. But I guess that'll be it for me today. I was just trying to show people how to do that one neat little trick. Like you could use it to climb up here, something like that. Some people I think could use it. Let me find my heart. Yep, got the 10-cent fee. Like I could use it right here, which is already pretty high up. There's a lot of if somebody could find the highest lake and then also use this little trick, they could get super high and probably get a glide. I know people are trying to see how the furthest that they could glide. I've got the furthest altitude. I've been up here. I think I've been up here in a character. About I've been about this high in my avatar at one point on stream, but that was another glitch altogether. But if anybody wants to beat me, the highest is 30 meters, and then you're gonna force me to have to beat you again. But that's all I had to do today. I'll go ahead and end this stream. Oh, my character just froze up again. What is doing that? I'll have to figure that out later. But I'll catch y'all later. As always, have a good night. Peace.